All right, so this is day one of this 5-day school growth challenge. This is a free challenge to help you grow your community using my strategies. I used to do a lot of organic marketing. I did it on TikTok, I did it on Facebook mostly. So even though I'm on school now, a lot of these strategies I've been doing for years. It's just slightly adjusted, slightly adapted to the school platform. And by following these, I've gotten 125 members to join the Aligned Entrepreneur Network community in less than 30 days. And I've done a Skillshare for this within my community, but I felt it'd be a good time to share this with even more individuals over a course of 5 days so that we can really take action and talk about it and make sure that you know how to grow your school community essentially on demand. And I do have some colleagues who attended the last Skillshare or caught the replay where I taught some of these strategies, and I was told that wow, what you teach, Justin, is really good. This is better than the program I invested in that I spent a lot of money on. This is definitely good. You should share this with more people, which is some of the catalysts for me sharing this with more of you. So by the end of this challenge, you will know how to grow your school community within the school platform, joining other communities and attracting people in your ideal audience to your community where you share your passion, um, your your offers. Allow one more in here. Okay, so by the end of today, you will have the foundational information, the skills and the knowledge of what to do to optimize your school about your community because it's the first piece of attraction. So by the end of the day, you'll be able to take some action to begin to, well, generate leads. I say generate leads because as you get people in your school community, it's the same thing. I'm also a lead gen expert because that's an aspect of organic marketing. So when I say grow your school, it's another way of me saying lead generation. So I know that I said that it's a free 5-day challenge and that the first 30 minutes is a free experience where I'm going to equip you and teach you some foundations. But for this first day, you're all more than welcome to stay for the whole hour. And after the first 30 minutes, the individuals who are already part of the premium membership, I'm going to really dive deep into what they're trying to figure out and respond to them. So you can also see if you want to, be part of the premium membership or invest to do the full 5-day challenge, the 30 minutes and the 30 minutes afterwards, where, we're really going to see what the bottlenecks in your strategies are so that I can really support you. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to drop it in the chat. I'll respond to those as I see them, or raise your hand and unmute. It's very conversational. I'm an open book. If you have questions, if you want to know about something, just let me know. All right. Yeah, I mentioned this as well, right? Premium is available. It's opening. I'm launching a membership. And part of that, I'll just say, is be honest that, before I was offering one-to-one guidance to individuals for a lot of this, attract or enroll your next high-ticket client. And I like to help people. I think we all like to help people. So what I'd like to do with the membership and even with this free challenge is just, different levels of help to meet other entrepreneurs where they're at, their budget or where they're at in their journey, whatever makes sense. I'd like to have different options for people to benefit from essentially attracting and enrolling more clients. Okay, so this is honestly the number one internal strategy for me growing my community by 125 members in less than 30 days. It's really just getting excited, right? You got to get excited about your community. You got to get excited about what you share in your community. You got to feel like this community is like one of the best things there are, and people are missing out if you don't invite them. And also get excited about the outcomes that you offer. What is the experience that people are going to have when they join your community? For example, for me, it's the networking call. I want to invite as many people to my community because I want them to benefit from the networking call or the business growth skills share, or I want them to meet other entrepreneurs, or I want them to benefit from the conversations with creators. So get excited about whatever it is that you offer within your community, which also enhances the invitations for people to join your community. And Sam Ovens talked about this, that communities on school are for sharing what you're passionate about. You essentially become a leader a rallying point for other people who are passionate about that same thing. I've been talking about Justinisms, and I believe as entrepreneurs, you should have isms. These are things that you say over and over again to reinforce certain views or perspectives that would benefit your audience. So one of my Justinisms, one of that I say probably more than others, is that conversations about desired outcomes lead to sales. So what are the outcomes that your audience is interested, and how can you clearly indicate that those outcomes are available within your community? Think about it. You can drop in the chat, like, what are the outcomes you offer? And not just outcomes, like, we want to attract people to our brand, to our community. What is the hand-raising, no-brainer outcome of what you offer? Feel free to drop in the chat if you like to share. Some examples for myself, it's like, hey, do you want to network with other aligned entrepreneurs? Hey, would you like to have conversations with other entrepreneurs about meaningful topics for business growth? Hey, would you like to attend a business growth Skillshare where I'm going to teach practical strategies for growing your business? Because the more clear you are, the easier it is to invite people into your school community. And what do we want when people enter into our school community, or even before they enter the school community? We want conversations. And not just any conversations, we want sales conversations. So getting clear on those outcomes is really important. So let's continue here. You see some of the comments. Yeah, health, body. Yeah. Again, hand-raising outcomes is what we're going for. No-brainer outcomes. People hear it and they're like, wow, yeah, I want that. Accountability, develop mental and emotional state that drives you forward passionately and confidently. A life less serious. Clarity on your target audience. Yeah, good things. Yeah, good outcomes. Expressing yourself confidently, more energy to do all the things you want to do. That's a really good one. Being, doing, and having everything you desire. You can take a look at other people's outcomes and you can kind of like have a metric, like, is that an outcome? Is that a hand-raising outcome? You know, because I'm always comparing these and just feeling it out. Because one way you get better at talking about your outcomes is comparing or seeing what outcomes other people offer. So let's continue with this here. Clarity and congruency. If you're not clear on your outcomes, people don't know what you offer. And I have a lot of conversations with different entrepreneurs out there, and I feel individuals could get more clear on what they offer and also more clear on the outcomes, or more clear on the outcomes in a way where it's just a hand-raising outcome. So you are the brand, and your brand is like, what outcomes and solutions do you offer? I know it's super simple, but I'm going to reinforce this over and over again. Get really clear on the outcomes that you offer. And what is your community about? Well, it houses your brand and your value. It's where you begin to teach individuals how they can begin to receive some of the outcomes of what you offer. And it's a way to show your competence and your expertise. Or if people begin to have some of the outcome that you sell for a paid service or product, then they're going to want more of that outcome. And ideally, they have to pay for it for whatever you have, a low ticket membership or a one-to-one offer, a group offer. And there's the offer. It's what you sell. It's what people buy from you because they want the outcomes that you can deliver. And I believe in marketing and branding and becoming a niche of one where it's not just the outcomes that you can deliver, it's the outcomes that only you can deliver, like differentiating yourself from others out there, because the outcome may be the same as what someone else offers, but you do it in a way where it's very unique. It's something they can only get from you. Tanya says here that profitable offers that combine your best assets and the hidden gems in the market that enable you to serve people better. That's a solid outcome. Yeah, thanks for sharing that one. Just read that one. All right, so examples of incongruency. If your bio is not clear, people don't know the outcomes that your brand delivers. And the bio is a short blurb, and we'll go into it more in depth. I see a lot of people in their bios, they put like who they are, they put their titles, they put their title or the position, but it's not exactly an outcome. Like it states your credibility, but people take action towards outcomes. So, for example, right now, my bio is indicating that I have a free 5 day challenge where if you want to learn how to grow your school community, you can join my school community. Very clear. People want that outcome from the bio, then it directs traffic to the school community. And also, if the outcomes of your community are not clear, then there's low interest. And what do we want when people see our about page? We want opt-ins. We want people to join the community. So get really clear on the outcomes again. And what I say as an example is a lot of people put the how. A lot of people put the methodology, the how, the expertise, but it's not the outcome. It's what people gain from the experience of your community or your brand. And here's just saying it again, people take action toward desired outcomes. I mean, why are you even here at this event right now, right? You took action because of a desired outcome. People buy desired outcomes always. Right. So if you can't clearly articulate your outcomes, you can't have conversations that lead to sales. And it's interesting that a lot of us just came from a networking call because the networking call is practice for articulating the outcomes that you offer. And it's a little bit different on school because we're not articulating our outcomes of our brand live yet, right? It's the about page, or it's a DM conversation, or it's comments, or it's posts. But again, the more you get clear on it, the more it channels into any mode of communication. You know, chat, comments, post, your school about page, networking, a discovery call, a networking call. It's everything. Um, and what outcome do you offer in your community for free that is a no-brainer opt-in? Think about it. If you're very clear on it, that's great. You can share in your community. Some individuals may call this a lead magnet. Like, what is the thing in your community that is a no-brainer for people to join? Right now, if you take a look at mine, I have a quiz. It's like, hey, find out your unique advantage for attracting your clients and your audience. Like, wow, that sounds cool. That's only available in the community. Like, what is it when people hear it, they want it? Like, if you have anything, feel free to share. Well, I'll continue on. I don't see anything. But even if you don't have anything to share, really think about it. What is that one freebie or that one thing that people will join your community to get? Yeah, quizzes are great. Live events, certain kind of calls are great as well. You might say that you have something in the classroom available. Channel reviews, right? Audits are good as well. Yeah, good ideas. Thanks for sharing, everyone. Office hours, right? And indicating that on the About page can be really good. A quiz to know what area of your life needs the most work first. That's a good one. Cooking classes, right? People know that that is what they're going to experience when they join your community. Can't have that clear enough. All right, let's continue here. So there are four critical elements, and this is day one. It's foundational. People are going to check out your about page when they engage with you, or when you engage with them, and that's part of the strategy. People see your posts, they see your comments, they check out your community, and if they're the right fit for your community, if they're the ideal audience or the ideal person, they may just join. So my conversion rate right now is about 30%. It's pretty good today. Sometimes it's 20, sometimes it's 25%. Um, and why? I believe it's very clear and congruent. I am a marketer, so I know what to do, and that's why I'm here to teach all of you some of what I know so that you can benefit. I'll share mine here as an example so you can see it side by side. One moment here. Lead magnet. When the words stop in school, 30 minutes writing in the language portal. Yeah, that's good. To move this here. Let me go to my about page so I can use mine as an example. All right, so one clear CTA. It said that, oh, awesome. Thank you, Evelyn. I thank you for your contribution and for being one of the first founding members. Um, So a confused buyer doesn't buy. And it's the same profile about page optimization strategies that I've used on Instagram, that I use on Facebook, that I use on TikTok. It's driving all of your audience traffic to one thing. So I have it to join the school community. That's the only thing that I want individuals to do. And actually, this isn't my, there it is actually, right? So here you can see free 5-day challenge to grow your school community starts Monday, February 9th. And you might want to do this too. If you have a challenge or an event coming up, you can change your bio to be a very clear indicator of what you're promoting. And everything is joined by school community. There's only one thing they can do. Even this link here drives traffic to my school community. So it's in three places actually. Join my school community, join my school community, join my school community. And I know you can have other links here. You can have LinkedIn or Instagram or YouTube. And if you want to, you can do that. But what I've learned is that if you have other options, what if people go to your LinkedIn and they get distracted by something on LinkedIn? They see a paid ad or they see some other profile and they don't do the one thing that you wanted them to do, which is to join your school community. So I'm in the marketing mindset of like one clear call to action all the way through because there's no other option, there's no confusion. All traffic goes into one direction. And again, you can see here as an example that it's quite clear the outcomes that I'm offering. Again, this has changed because of the challenge, but connect and network with us. Very clear what the outcome is. Launch or grow your business and attract more clients. Also, check out the Attraction Advantage quiz. So I also included the lead magnet or the freebie there as well. Yeah, good. I like the comments. I like to respond. Um, I like that one. Help introverts get excited about their gifts and strengths to be more unshakably themselves. Like as an introvert, I'd be like, yeah, I'd want to know more. And that's kind of what you want, right? So that's a really good one. Sadly, so many are told to be more outgoing, louder, whatever. I'd love introverts to be fine with themselves and love their gifts. That's what my community is all about as well. That's really good too, because you're sharing your passion authentically. And as a marketer, I also believe in authentic resonance. So there's outcomes, but it's also the authenticity of why you're passionate about your outcomes. And one thing that I believe is your ideal client is a previous version of yourself. And I sense that there, right? So really good. Thank you for sharing that. Yep. Confused buyer doesn't buy. All traffic goes to one place. Your profile photo, just fundamental basics, but a clear face shot, professional, intentional, not your pet, not you and someone else. Sometimes I see photos where it's more than one person. I'm like, well, who is the actual person there? Um, and I'd even say that using the community name to reflect the outcome can be really good because sometimes people will only see the name of your community. Does the name of your community indicate an outcome that people want, or does it indicate some curiosity where people want to find out more of your group because of the name of it? Yeah, clear what they get. Yeah, we'll take a look at the about page now. And again, right now I have like 30% conversions, which is really good. Like even for the first page, like I chose not to have an image of myself. I chose to have outcomes. Like what do people get? Well, business growth, personal growth, community growth, network growth, cross-pollination, collective impact. And even at the bottom of the image, I'm indicating another benefit that they can get. What's your attraction advantage? And again, I changed it to indicate the 5-day challenge, same strategy that attracted 125 plus members to this community in 30 days. Another thing that I know from marketing is if you could use numbers or metrics in relation to the outcome, it's really good. And this is something Hormozy says his way. Hey, you can have this outcome in this many days without giving up this through my unique methodology. Like that's very clear indication of the outcome that you're offering. One thing that I'll also say, yes, specificity, like specific, what is it? What is the tangible outcome? And I know that as business owners, some of us don't offer things that are so tangible, but even at that, make it as tangible as you can because the tangibility is going to drive people to take action for sure. So here's another thing that I learned that I want to share with you because I did it wrong. And if you saw my recent post in my community, it was about how sometimes I make mistakes. Haha, if you actually saw that post. But one of the mistakes that I made before was I positioned my community as me being the expert. And it's not wrong, but I like the way I'm doing it now. So I'll say one of the two ways that you can choose to intentionally indicate the outcomes of your business. One is you're the expert, and you want people to learn from you as the expert. So the outcomes that they gain come from, well, you teaching, you guiding. And the other one is it's just a cool place to hang out for people who are interested in what you're passionate about. So that's what I did now. And you can see here, like my testimonials, my case studies, I put at the end intentionally because the priority is that this is a cool place to hang out for entrepreneurs who are passionate about business growth, personal growth, community growth. And I've intentionally put images from networking calls to indicate that this is a place where people come hang out. And I would recommend it to you too. Like if your community outcomes or it's a cool place to hang out, take some screenshots like Ben and I do, and everyone's smiling. Like, wow, people hang out here. You can sense that there's a community vibe because there's actual images of people, right? It's not an AI image. It's not like image of just me. Like there's a very clear indicator that this is community. And I mean, again, 30% conversion is pretty good. I don't know exactly what contributes to it, but I'm sharing with you what I think contributes to it. So being an expert isn't cool anymore. It's not that it's not cool, but what I am framing my community as now is that I'm the steward. I am the host. I'm the host and the steward who's bringing people in who are passionate about personal growth and networking, and business growth and strategy, attracting and enrolling clients. But the focus is on sharing that passion. And of course, I'm the expert, and if people want to talk to me about that, then they can. So it's not that it's not prioritizing being the expert. It's not that being an expert isn't cool anymore. I mean, it's community, right? This isn't my Instagram page. It's a community. So it makes sense to me to have it to be a container for people to join because they're passionate about what it is that you're passionate about. Because I am passionate about personal growth and business growth. And again, I've moved my testimonials and case studies to the bottom because I don't know, I kind of sense it when I see other people, they're just sharing their credibility, right? But are they sharing their passion? So I made it where I'm sharing my passion first. Who is this for? And my credibility comes after that. It's not there. It's not important, but it's not what's in the spotlight. You can even say here, like what I mentioned before, like these are clear outcomes, right? Like this is what you get inside the community. Like these are the calls. This is the quiz. And post content, promote your brand, connect first. That's an outcome. Because I know a lot of school communities don't allow you to self-promote. So I want to make it clear that in my community, you can promote. It's a clear outcome. And I also have my guide for growing your school. Same as what I'm teaching right now, but it's a Skillshare replay. Any questions about pages or getting cleaner outcomes? Anything? Yeah, it's reading some things here. Yeah, it's a good one, Evelyn. Being very clear that you can get people an outcome in this amount of time. Yeah. Stewardship. Yeah, I love the word stewardship. Stewardship, being in service, being a servant leader. Why is your about page so long? I used all the characters, and I'll say that, there's 1,000 characters. You don't have to use all the characters. It's really about clarity of the outcomes and drawing people in, like it's attractive. They want to click it. So you don't have to use all characters. I would advocate for clarity more than length. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Yeah, it paints the experience, makes them want to be there. One action, just one action. All right, let me continue on here. All right, marketing is visibility. So I used to be an English teacher. I used to teach language arts. I think about the origin of words. Where does the word marketing come from? It comes from the word market. What do people do at the market? Well, merchants show up and they set up their stalls. Let's say there's a fruit vendor. The fruit vendor has to make it very easy for individuals to see that they're selling fruit. I mean, I know it sounds stupid, simple, but that's what it is. You want to be visible as much as possible because if you're not visible, people are not aware of who you are. They can't see you. If they can't see you, if you're not visible, they're not aware of what you offer. And what is the first rule of business? I know we have some people here who know the answer to this, but it's also right there. It's location, location, location. And this is before we had online businesses. Before we had online businesses when everything was in person, why is it that the first rule of business is location, location, location? It's because of visibility. It's because of traffic. So how do we emulate that on social media? How do we emulate that on the school platform? Well, initially, I've thought about this just today, actually. It's like, wow, it's really good. It's only three things you can do to initially be visible on school: comments, posts, and the leaderboards of other communities. That's it. Your profile and bio are not seen until people see you on the leaderboard. They see your posts, they see your comments, and then they may click your profile or bio. So, three things you can do to increase visibility on school. Three things only: comments, posts, leaderboards. And then this is why it's important that you want to optimize your profile and your bio, because if people are curious about you, they're going to click your name and they see everything that we just went over on the last slide. Going through some questions here. How do you know if your ideal future clients are in which groups? Um, yeah, that's a good question, and that's going to be in one of the next slides. I call the groups fishing ponds. Why create your own fishing pond if you can use someone else's? Okay, all right. So visibility through comments, posts, and climbing the leaderboard, and then conversions because you have an optimized profile or optimized community. Or the conversions happen because you're very clear in what you offer. And when you enter into a conversation with someone in the comments or the DMs, they're interested and you can invite them directly to your community. Let's continue here. How do you not look desperate when posting and commenting to get more visibility? That's a good question. And the short answer to that, to me, would be curiosity. When you're curious about people, people are curious about you. When you're curious about what people do, their school community, their bio, their profile, they're naturally going to check out what you do. It's reciprocity, it's quid pro quo. So that's what I would say about how to handle that. Give value first is a good one as well, right? Yeah. Good suggestions, good tips from other individuals as well. So, how do you find the right groups? Fishing ponds. So, good timing there. Authentic curiosity, really good. Yeah. You don't have to create your own pond. Fish in someone else's pond where your people already hang out. And how do you find these? School discovery, search, find communities that other people you know are in. Um, oh, that's one thing I didn't mention. So I hide all the communities that I'm in because I want all the traffic to go to my school community only. I'll briefly go here, share this one, right? So I just joined a new community, so you can see it there. I haven't hidden it yet. An Idea to Impact Masterclass is a group that I am hosting with Tanya and Eileen. So I want that one visible because I may want people to join that. I intentionally want audience and traffic to go there. But I would suggest that you hide all the communities that you're in because it's the same thing. You want people to click one thing to take action to join your community. So if you're in all these other memberships and they're showcased, what if people join one of these communities and they never join your community because they got curious about one of the memberships that you're in? But that said, this is also a great way to find other communities or other fishing ponds. So I look for other schoolers, colleagues who haven't hidden the memberships they're in. And if I see that there's like a few hundred or a few thousand members, and from the name of the group and the description of the group, I think my ideal client may hang out there, then I'll join in that way. That's why I'm backtracking to share with you how you may find some other fishing ponds. Quite interesting. That's how I find new communities to join. Yeah, many different ways. Yeah, through memberships that other people are in, through school search and discovery. Yeah, keywords your niche uses, and look for engagement. So I would say, and this is something I did in Facebook. It's nothing new. Like using Facebook groups, I call them leveraging other people's audiences. I also call it leveraging other people's middle of funnel because a community, a group is someone else's middle of funnel. So if that middle of funnel dynamic has your ideal audience, then join that person's middle of funnel and bring them into your funnel. Um, right. And so you can't see what's inside a group until you actually join it. So join a lot of groups. You can always leave if your ideal client is not in there. And also you want to find a community that has an active leaderboard, The members are posting, there's engagement. It looks like my community or Ben's community, wink, wink, or some other amazing community leaders here who have amazing communities. Like it's thriving. People are having conversations. Because if you don't see people having conversations and engaging with others, you can't engage with people. You can't prospect. You can't bring people into your community. So join a lot of communities. You can always leave them if they're not a good fit. And for the sake of this challenge, I would say find one or two. Find one or two that you really feel are a good fit. Um, and yeah, don't spread yourself thin. And I've heard this dynamic recently, which is why I want to share this with all of you. I'm more visible than I think I am, which is an amazing dynamic that I want for all of you. I get in the DMs with people, and people are saying, "Wow, Justin, I've been meaning to connect with you. I see you everywhere. You're doing really good on leaderboard. Like you're just in the comments. I see your posts." And that's what you want. You want to be visible. You almost want like this omnipresence. And even when I get onto calls with people for like discovery calls or networking calls, people say that too. It's like, oh yeah, I see you everywhere. So it's working like even better than I think it's going to work. And it's not hard to do because again, there's only three ways to have visibility on school: posts, comments, and the leaderboard. And ideally, you want one of those top three spots on leaderboard because I mean, you're an active, engaged member. And not just any leaderboard, the 30-day leaderboard is what's visible immediately when you go into a page. Because what you're doing is you're making micro impressions. They see your name in this community on this leaderboard. They see your posts. They see you in comments. They see you in comments of other people's posts. It's these micro impressions that stack, and you have this like this dynamic that you're just very visible. And why do you want to be visible? Because it's like we're at the market selling our apples. You see apples enough time, what are you going to want to buy? You're going to want to buy some apples. You see someone enough times, you're going to be curious enough about them to check out their bio, to check out their group, to check out their community. All right, so targeted engagement. Most people get this wrong. Most people waste a lot of time on school and social media. But if you're here to build a business, if you're here to get the right people into your school, well, you want engagement that are revenue generating activities. And it's tough. We're all on school. I have to bide my time between engaging with colleagues and friends for fun and engaging with people for business. So what do I mean? Like, be strategic with your engagement. Engage with people who could be clients. And you should know your ideal client avatar well enough that when you look at their bio, their profile, you'll know or not whether they're worth engaging with or not. Other people to engage with are other leaders in school communities because it's easy to have conversations with them. Other leaders, other active schoolers are having conversations with others, so it's easy to enter into those conversations. Admins, moderators, again, very active members, high leaderboard are worth engaging with. People with authority, street cred, visibility, also just people who have high trust. Like people like their brand. You want allies, and this is something that's been going really well for me. And it's why I like networking and why I advocate for other people to have networking calls and to grow school communities. Because if you have a positive reputation and other people have a positive reputation, then there's this dynamic of cross-pollination. I've heard good things about you from so and so, which means you didn't have to say good things about yourself. So even though I'm talking about marketing, I really believe in relationships and just goodwill and positivity. So why waste time with people who don't benefit your business, right? Like, let's face it, we're all here on school not to play and have fun. We're here to help people and make money and have fun. So what are some engagement metrics to think of? So 100 to 300 activities a day, and the green checkbox is here because you need a minimum of 10 for 30 days in a row to get your streak. So it's the same activity that you want to focus on. 100 to 300 day, I would say, is reasonable, but more than engagement, because again, 100 to 300 is just what is it? You want page views, right? So I would say 20 page views a day is a good target, right? Like you want people to check out your page view. You want people to check out your about page. So it's more important that you actually have page views than you have a high number of activities. And then again, we want 15 to 20% conversions. But more than people viewing your page and opting in, what works even better than that is just direct invites. Hey, I have a community that where I have a networking call every Monday. Do you network? Have you ever attended a networking call before? Would you be interested in attending one of the networking calls that I host? Oh, that's in my community. Like simple. It's just invitational. It's just conversational. Um, so I know some of you here are familiar with the 300 strategy, and this is that every day you do 100 minutes of content, 100 comments, or 100 minutes of commenting, or 100 minutes of outreach. And I'll just say it's good, but I also think it's kind of BS because, again, conversations about desired outcomes lead to sales. What we really should be counting is how many conversations are you having with people who could potentially be interested in your outcomes? And even more than that, how many conversations are you having with people actually interested in your business outcomes? And I get it, right? Numbers allow for the potential for those conversations, but why not just count the conversations you're having with people who could be clients rather than counting these other metrics? And I mean, I get frustrated, and that's why I'm an expert at this because you're an expert at what you do because things frustrate you and you want to be the solution. People wasting time growing their businesses frustrates me, so I want to help with that. Tom, go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to touch on the 300 rule. I'm
Yeah,
in the unofficial 100 channel challenge, which is like the challenge where the rule was created. And I think the reason it like the Hormozy popularized it, because in the Industrial Revolution, all that mattered was inputs.
yeah,
Now in capitalism, it changed, and the outputs matters more than inputs. And that's why I love YouTube, for example, full leverage. So I completely agree on that. Uh, that's very nice way to track the outputs from that rule. How many conversations are you having with people?
yeah, for sure.
That
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that will be the outcome. Awesome.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks for sharing that, Tom. A lot of amazing comments going on in the chat. I can't respond to all of them, but I'm glad that you're engaging and connecting with each other. Jonathan asked, "How do you measure 20 page views on School?" You can check that out through the menu, through one of the settings, and I'll be happy to record a Loom video for you after this if you can't find it, because it's not difficult to do. Um, and I believe in balance and I believe in polarities. And if you've had conversations with me, you've probably heard me talk about yin and yang polarities, masculine polarities and feminine polarities. I believe metrics and volume is very yang. I believe focusing on the right people within the numbers is more yin. So there's a dynamic of resonance, of attraction. So I believe in a balance of having a fair amount of volume, but also having really good alignment, really good resonance with people within who you're talking to. So you don't actually need as much volume because it's very targeted who you're looking to talk to. And again, like you're most powerfully positioned to serve the person you used to be. Your ideal client is a previous version of yourself. You don't need crazy amounts of volume if you can find those people, is what I mean to say. Okay, all right, let's continue on here. If you have to jump off, I understand it. I may have said this is only a 30-minute session, but I'm really here to kick this off and bring the value. Okay, let's continue here. Strategic outreach messaging. I don't know if you know this, but I'm going to share with you because I'm very aware of this because I'm aware of the metrics of what is possible. You can send 10 outreach messages a week on School, which is 40 a month, which means I believe you should use all of them. And you should use all of those with the intention to invite people to your community or to connect with someone who's a good fit for helping you to build your business. Like if you get to you've reached 10, you can't do anymore. I think that's a good sign because you're actively prospecting. And, there's a book called Fanatical Prospecting. Man, you should believe in your community so much that you want to invite everyone to it. And even if someone's not a good fit, ask if they know someone else who's a good fit for it. Like really believe in your expertise and your community and your passion so much that you really feel that people are going to miss out if you don't tell them about it. And then all this becomes easier as well. Okay. So how do you do strategic outreach? You post or you comment. People engage with your post. You can more easily do outreach. You're commenting on someone else's post, you're commenting to a comment, and it makes sense. And we're actually going to talk about this more tomorrow. What do you actually say in a conversation? How do you build rapport? How do you not seem desperate? That is tomorrow's topic. But here again is more foundational. Would it make sense? Move to the DMs. And there's only one of two ways to move the DMs. It's in the comments, you ask for permission to move to the DMs. And, Tanya has a really good way of saying this, like, hey, I don't want to blow up this post. I don't want to blow up the comments. Is it okay if we move this conversation to the DMs? Makes sense. Or you can say, I'm really enjoying this conversation. Is it okay to DM you? Simple as that. Or because you know that it's a good time to message them, you just message them and say, hey, I'm really enjoying conversation. I hope you don't mind me messaging you. Very simple. So only one of two ways to do it. You ask for permission or consent to move to the DMs, or you just move to the DMs without that because you want to continue the conversation. You make that very clear. Yeah. Yeah. And also, um, I've gotten clients on school without people joining my school. So I say that because you want to get clear on the outcomes of your business, of your offer, but it doesn't always have to be invite people to a school. You can invite people to a call and make them an offer, a discovery call, qualify them, whatever your process is. And then maybe if they're not a good fit to work with you yet, then you invite them to your school. And it's kind of like the A or B approach is kind of what I see it as. And I learned this from MLMs. Like, hey, would you like are you interested in an opportunity to make some money on the side, or are you interested in financial planning? It's just like they get you into one and then they offer you the other one. It doesn't matter which one you do first, they offer you the other one. Hey, call or school. They join your school and you offer them a call. You do a call with them and you invite them to your school. It's just whatever one makes sense first because the goal is not to get people into our school. The goal is to get a client. All right, let's continue here. Okay, so today's assignment, get super clear on your outcomes. I wish I could help you all on this because I think it's fun to play with outcomes because it's essentially marketing. But I'm only one person, so I can only help so many people at once with this. Get excited about what you're offering. And if you are the niche, if you're the expert, get excited about being you. People are going to miss out if they don't know you. People are going to miss out if you don't introduce yourself to them. Optimize four critical elements: your profile, your bio, your about page, and your link. Join 5 to 10 groups. Choose 1 to 2 primary fishing ponds. Follow key members, admins, moderators, leaderboard members. Um, 10 targeted comments a day. Yeah, more than that, but make sure they're targeted is the main thing. Like 10 targeted comments is more valuable than 20 or 30 with just anyone. And if you're really ambitious, post in groups. Again, tomorrow we're going to talk about what to post, how to start conversations, what to say within those conversations. And the main thing here is get ready because it's a 5 day challenge. By the end of 5 days, you're going to know how to grow your community, not just grow your community, but grow your community with people who are interested in working with you. Okay, so after this session, I am going to do a post in the community. I'm going to tag all of our challenge participants. It's going to have this checklist. It's going to have the 1 hour skill share that is in the classroom that has even more in-depth strategies if you want to get a head start. Again, really good in the classroom already, but hey, maybe you're ambitious and you want to begin to find out what happens next after this. You can check that out. I'm also going to include a PowerPoint presentation so you can get a head start on some of these strategies if you like to. But really begin to check this out and play a bit so that you can come back tomorrow with questions. So, what is day 2 tomorrow? It's what to post, how to comment, how to prospect, how to start conversations that convert, how to invite people to your school. But what do you need to be able to do any of that? Okay, get super clear on the outcomes of your offer. Okay, I think that is pretty good. You see here. All right, premium personalized group coaching begins. So let me stop sharing here. Any questions from anyone now that I've taken a break here?
Hey, Justin, what time
Yeah.
of the is the call at the same time tomorrow as during the
Yeah.
next 5 days?
Yeah.
Or
Same
okay,
time tomorrow. Yeah, yeah.
cool. All right, thanks
Yeah.
for that. I'll try carve that out.
Yeah, yeah. And as you can tell, like I think this is fun. I like talking about this stuff. So it's only supposed to be 30 minutes, but there's a little bit more to share. I believe that yeah, yeah, Rashid, you're here. Yeah, thank you so much for being, a founding member of the premium membership. Evelyn, you as well, and Wendy, you too. And I know there's some others here. Do you have any questions about what I shared, especially if it pertains to you and your brand and what you're working on? Okay, think about it. Okay, Ankara. Oh, yeah. Sorry, Rashid first. You there,
Rashid,
Rashid?
you're muted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello. Okay. I have a question about something you said. I only wrote down half of it. The goal is not to get people into your school. The goal is
To get clients.
to get clients. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not a fast note taker, so
It's all
uh,
good. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's why I'm going to do a post with a lot of the key takeaways, and the replay will be there as well for people who couldn't take it, who could attend. I mean, it's like my number one Justinism, and I call it Justinism, but I learned it from one of my marketing mentors years ago, and it's just something I say over and over again because it's the main understanding of if you're growing your business or not. Like, are you having enough conversations about desired outcomes? Like I even said it before that why is a community beneficial for business growth? Because it's a container of many conversations, of many people having conversations. And ideally, within your community, you want conversations about outcomes. So, um, a lot of people get hung up on their course classroom content or the calls in their calendar. But does that content, does the course, does what they have on the calendar contribute to having more conversations with people interested in working with them? Because if not, is it really of any value? Is it really of any benefit to you, the business owner? It might be a benefit to the people who attend and consume it, but is it of any benefit to you as a business owner? Um, and I say that because we're on school and I believe in the direct line of sales. Like I want you to help people and make money, which is why I say you can have conversations with people and book calls and get clients without them joining your school. But if your school contributes to enrolling them as a client, then by all means, it's a very effective tool. Okay, Ankara.
Hey Justin,
Yeah,
great first day. Appreciate the all the amazing potent information here that you're sharing with us and all the actionables. This is awesome. I just wanted to share a quick story that I just experienced that I think may be relative to this. But
sure.
this morning, I had joined many like say 30 communities, and many of them I'm already active and connected in, but some of them I joined and I hadn't introduced myself. So I
Yeah,
went back today to actually make some intros, and I made an intro, and it was like really genuine. And I was just mentioning about my work, that I do men's breath work or whatever. And the someone they removed me from the group because they were like, "You're self-promoting." And I
yeah,
was like, no, I was just genuinely sharing what I do and what, what I enjoy. But they decided to remove me. So I said, you know what? I'm really great that my energy didn't resonate here because I don't want to like waste my time or be in a space where I'm not welcome.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like, thank you for removing me. And
yeah,
like it's a part of that process.
yeah,
You
yeah,
have to not be afraid to like join communities and reach out so
yeah,
that
yeah.
you can go through that process. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, yeah. You can't be afraid to share your wisdom, your expertise, you know? And that's why I mean, a lot of you are in my school community. You're more than welcome to self-promote. I'm happy if you get business from people you meet in my school community. I want you to do it authentically. I want you to focus on the connection relationships first. I don't want you to just pitch your links and pitch your offers. But by all means, talk about what you do because that's what we're here for. We're here on school to make connections and do business. And I've said it before, this might be another ism of mine. I'm not sure. But think about your isms. It might be a fun call to do another day. Like, what are your isms? And one of these is that in these communities, it's really lame if you can't self-promote, and it's also lame if you only self-promote. So it's just like, where's the balance, right? And it's connections, it's relationships. And my business is doing quite well right now because of what I'm doing, focusing on relationships, being very clear in my outcome, cross-pollinating, joining other communities, inviting people from my community to join other people's communities, people join my communities from other communities as well. Um, cool. Yeah. Rich.
Yeah, I posted in the chat, but what's the distinction in 10 outreach messages as opposed to post or conversations or follow up or DMs or what is an outreach message?
So I would say outreach is when you send someone a direct message. And we're on school, so I would say it would be a direct message on school. So it's that one-to-one conversation, right? The comments below a
Yeah.
post. Yeah, go ahead.
But well, I mean, you say that school puts a cap on 20 or 10
10 outreach messages a week.
a week.
Yeah.
But you said 40 for the month,
Yeah.
but wouldn't that be 30 or well, just 40 is the cap? But besides the math, I mean, who monitors or I mean, I'm just trying to wrap my head around like
Yeah.
you reached 11 outreach messages. Is that
Yeah.
like if you and I have been chatting,
No.
that's
So
not
then outreach is initial
okay.
conversation. Yeah. Yeah.
But obviously that's not like with our members,
No.
like
So yeah. It's if you're in a school community and you want to
as a
connect with
member,
someone within the school community
another
and it's
member.
not your community, that counts as one of the 10.
Okay.
So
And
that's
that would
another
be
reason why you want people to join your school community, because if you
right.
message them, it doesn't take up one of those 10. And
Uh,
sometimes what I do is I join people's school communities so I can send them a message as a prospect. Because if I
okay.
join their community, then I can send them a message.
Yeah, I guess I've joined a lot of communities and have conversations and DMs, but I guess I've never reached the 10 where I've gotten a slap on the hand or
Yeah, yeah,
that kind of thing. All
yeah.
right. Well, thanks for the
Well, yeah,
clarification. Yeah.
yeah. I think we should all try to get to that 10 cap this week as part of the challenge. Just hit it by the end
Yeah.
of day 5. Before that, like, come on, gotta be
Yeah.
fanatical prospecting about what you do.
Yeah, that's a
Um,
great idea. So at the point you send 11, will school then say you've capped for the day?
you'll just get a little message that's saying like, hey, I don't know the exact wording of it because
Yeah.
I just read it and I ignore it and I move on. It's just like, hey, if you reach your limit for the week, and then
Oh,
the week resets, I think like Sunday or Monday or something like that.
okay.
So I'm glad to stay on the call and answer questions because really here to give you guys a really solid head start for day 1 of the challenge. But I do want to let you know about the premium offer so that you may opt into that if you like to. So let me share my screen here. And this is another one of my isms that, I'll help you a little bit or help you a lot. If you want to benefit from the free challenge, you're more than welcome to, if that's good enough for you. But if you're looking for a little bit more help, then that's also an option as well. So you just got a lot of simple yet high value strategy for free. If you want more guidance and implementation support with me, then there's the free 5-day challenge, and the premium investment will get you the additional 30 minutes after the first 30 minutes, but there's also amazing other benefits beyond that too. So again, I'm offering a low ticket monthly membership, starts at $47 a month, because I'm kind of tired of only waiting for high ticket clients to help. I like to help people. I mean, I used to be a school teacher. School teachers don't get into what they do to make money. There's something about just helping people and being of service and people receiving that value that is very rewarding, which is why I'm launching this low ticket membership. So the membership is about implementation, accountability, and personalized guidance. It essentially be more of this, where you ask questions and I just respond to whatever it is you're going through as you build your business. We could talk about anything: your profile, your about page, your group, your offers, your messaging, your conversations, your conversions. And as you can tell, I find all of this very fun. If I could help all of you, I would. But because it's only one of me, I'm looking to offer that help and support within this premium membership. There are bi-weekly Q&A calls. So every month you should be able to attend at least 2 of these. And there's also going to be a monthly expert workshop. And the next one will be on February 17th with Tanya Fox, who is a genius at helping you to channel your genius into an offer that people want to buy. And why is this the first monthly expert workshop for this membership? Because your offer clarity is your outcomes. You got to be clear in your offer so you can be clear on the outcomes that you offer, so you can make invitations, you can have a clear about page, you have conversations about desired outcomes. And it is going to $97 a month starting March. So if you jump in at any time before that, you get the founding member discounted price. That is pretty much it.